Good evening and welcome to Spartan Field as the Connersville Spartans take on the Lawrenceburg Tigers. I'm Ronnie Wiley alongside Caden Mapes. This is the pregame show brought to you by our good friends at Union Savings and Loan, Connersville's hometown bank since 1892. Caden, the Spartans offense is hungry to see that end zone tonight, 8 quarters without scoring.
Yeah, so 2 back-to-back tough opponents these past 2 weeks with Speedway and East Central. East Central being ranked 3rd in the state right now, unbeaten. And they have some pretty big wins under their belt, like for the likes of Archbishop Moeller down in Cincinnati, Ohio, and
Lawrenceburg here. They beat Lawrenceburg.
Yeah, Lawrenceburg. They beat Lawrenceburg pretty hefty, and that East Central team is a very tough team. Speedway, they're up there playing all those big indie schools, and I mean they pretty much pull whoever they want, and they always have solid offenses and defenses. So although the Spartans haven't scored in about 8 quarters or 2 games, it's not all completely negative. The Spartans are going to look back to bounce. They are going to look to bounce back this week against Lawrenceburg. A little bit of a lighter opponent than their past week opponent.
Connersville has been bitten by the injury bug this season. A lot of kids on the bench and street clothes tonight.
Right, and I think some of the players are recovering, though. I think Trot Davidson, he's back from injury tonight. Parker Flanagan's back. Braden Keller's back. Micah Buchanan, who was he didn't get to play against Speedway, but I think he was back last week against East Central. So this is his first home week back at Spartan Field.
In a long time.
Yep. So. He's going to look to put on a show tonight, big performance as he always does, and I think he'll be a huge key for tonight's game with this very strong Lawrenceburg Tigers side.
5-2, Lawrenceburg brings their record in. Obviously, last year they were on a roll against the Spartans. They were shutting people out. They shut Connersville out last year. Of course, it's always a different opponent when it's a different season. Connersville, again, hungry to get into that end zone against this Lawrenceburg tough defense.
Yeah, right. So this Tigers defense, they haven't dropped off at all from last year. Their defense is just as tough, and they're allowing very minimal points while scoring a lot. So the Spartans have got to come out tonight. They need to keep their tempo up and do whatever they can to get the momentum going their way.
Beautiful, beautiful fall.
Yes, fall.
Fall day here in Fayette County, probably mid-60s. Of course, it's going to get a little cooler as the night, as the sun sets and night falls upon us. But a very crisp fall is definitely in the air. We've seen some cramps. Might not see cramps tonight, but you still got to hydrate.
Yeah, right. So the heat's a lot. It's down a lot from the past few weeks. So hopefully we don't see as many heat exhaustion injuries and things like that.
Looks like we're getting ready to start the national anthem. So we'll pause for the national anthem.
This time we ask that everyone please rise and remove your headgear for the playing of the national anthem by the CHS Marching Spartans.
Fireworks going tonight. the fireworks will be lit up a lot for the score for the Connersville Spartans tonight, again on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah, so Spartans, I never want to go into a 4-game losing streak. They started off pretty strong, 2-1 at the beginning of the year. It's been a little bit downhill recently. So hopefully Spartans can bounce back tonight, looking to pick up a win. But this game is not going to be easy for the Spartans. This is a 5-2 Tiger team, and they're second in conference, just behind East Central. Everybody in the conference struggles with East Central, so that's no surprise.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a tough game for the Spartans tonight. So hopefully they don't just walk in thinking that it's just going to be an automatic win, because they're going to have to work hard. They're going to have to do everything they can to come out with a win tonight.
This offense for Lawrenceburg, very versatile. They run, they pass, they do it all.
Right. So Hayden Saylor, he's receiving leader for the Tigers, and they also have Keaton McGrath, who has 51 yards per game in receiving. So 2 targets, very similar. So it's not like they just have one person they can go to and that they trust. Tegan Bennett, he is third in conference for rushing behind East Central's running back, the D1 commit, and Micah Buchanan, who we'll talk about in a bit. He averages 103 yards per game in rushing, and Logan Ahouse, who leads the conference in pass yards, averaging 144 yards per game in passing. Very impressive statistics from the Tigers, Ron.
Yeah, Connersville offense, of course, led by Micah Buchanan.
Yeah, so Micah's he's second in conference, just behind the East Central running back. He averages 159 yards per game in rushing, and he's really the workhorse for the Spartans. He does just about everything. He plays offense, defense, receiver if they're going to go to a pass play. He does it all for him. And we have Drayden Perez, who is he's also a workhorse for the Spartans. When he comes in there, we've seen 2 weeks ago against Speedway, he was just bulldozing his way through that defensive line for the Sparkplugs. And then Trot Davidson, he's the leading receiver for the Spartans whenever they do.
Yeah, as a tight end.
Yeah, so whenever the Spartans are looking to pass the ball, the Tigers are going to have to watch him.
Lawrenceburg did elect to receive, so they will get the ball to start this ball game. Very important series, obviously, for Lawrenceburg to get on the scoreboard.
Right, so if the Tigers can pick up the touchdown for their first drive, that's what they want. They want the Spartans to not gain the momentum, and the Spartans just need to get the momentum swinging their way.
This is the pregame show brought to you by our good friends at Union Savings and Loan, Connersville's hometown bank since 1892. We'll come back after this from them to start this ball game. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Searching for a loan, a line of credit, or just a safe place for your money? Union Savings and Loan has you covered with great loan and deposit rates, local loan approvals, and the friendliest service in town. Even when you're on the go, you can transfer money or make payments with ease with USLA's mobile banking app. For 130 years, we have taken pride in being your hometown bank. Union Savings and Loan, the bank that begins with you. Visit uslabank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lawrenceburg again going to be receiving the ball. Connersville is going to have the ball second half. But right now, a very important defensive series for the Connersville Spartans. Have given up 94 points the last 2 games the Connersville defense has.
Yeah, and like I said, those last 2 opponents are very productive offensively. The Spartans had a very solid defensive game against the Sparkplugs until about the 4th quarter, but there's only so much you can do whenever you're playing defense pretty much the whole game. And then that East Central offense, I mean, they're just something else.
Well, they have players that can rest because they have more than 100 players,
yeah.
So they can definitely field both offense and defense.
Right. I mean, they probably have 2nd and 3rd string.
Oh, yeah, and maybe 4th and 5th.
Yeah, for both sides of the field. I mean, when you see them, they're lined up all the way across the end line.
A short kick to, looks like maybe an up back, who's number 69 there for Lawrenceburg, has the ball. And he is brought down to about maybe the 40-41 yard line. And that was Bryson Henry. He's a 5'7" sophomore. He plays lineman on both sides of the ball.
You said lineman?
Yeah, it looks like defensive lineman and offensive lineman, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he
So
got the ball, yeah.
their receiving returner was a lineman.
Yeah, that's where they're going to start at the 40, looks like right at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10, Lawrenceburg.
So some solid field positioning for the Tigers to start out this game.
Quarterback in the shotgun, got a man in motion. And it's going to be a pitch out to the guy who is in motion. He's looking for a block, gets one, and he gets down to about the 45-yard line. See where he gets the exact spot. It's going to be 2nd and about 6.
Yep.
Stretching out the offense right there, Caden.
Right, so not a bad start for the Tigers.
And they're going right at it. They're not waiting at all.
Interesting to see. When the Spartans played Rushville, they saw this too whenever the Lions just played go, go, go.
And that's a pitch out to number 7 as he has the first down, and the quarterback has a good block, and he is gone for the touchdown. That was a beautiful play. That was like a wildcat formation right there. Number 7, Tegan Bennett. You talked about him in pregame. He goes in for the touchdown.
Yeah, and like I said, the Spartans have got to keep an eye on him, and that is a perfect start to the game for the Lions.
Yeah,
that's just 48 seconds into the game, and they're already putting points on the board.
Yeah, that went right to him, and he got a block from his quarterback, who is Keaton McGrath, and he put a nice block on one of the cornerbacks for Connorsville, and it was off to the races. And
interesting formation we have here. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say what's going on here, but it looks like they are going to kick a extra point right here. Their kicker's number 4, which is Ryan Hitham.
Kick is up, and it is good.
So just like that, we said 48 seconds into this ball game, Lawrenceburg has a 7-0 lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
When an injury happens, you can't always wait for a scheduled appointment to get care. Reed Ortho Walk-In now offers same-day appointments Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for sprains and strains, pain in the muscles, bones, joints, and ligaments from an injury or fall, and chronic orthopedic issues like osteoarthritis. If you need care fast for a sudden injury or nagging bone or joint pain, come to the Walk-In Clinic at the Reed Bone and Joint Center, 1400 Highland Road in Richmond, or call them at 765-962-4444.
If you're Lawrenceburg, that's how you want to start this ball game, Caden.
Yeah, and like I said, I always talk about momentum. Momentum's a huge thing in high school football. Anything can happen, and that was the perfect start for the Tigers. That's exactly what they wanted, putting points on the board right out the gate.
You talk about star players, and Bennett right there, he was as advertised on that run right there. That was a 55-yard run.
Yeah, and I knew the Spartans were going to have to keep him at bay tonight if they're going to be successful tonight. So hopefully the Spartans adapt and move on from that. And Spartans will look to receive the ball here and put some points right back on the board, right back at the Lions. Or Tigers, excuse me.
Well, they're kitty cats. We'll see exactly what the Spartans do right here as number 4 kicks it off. A nice kick, and that's going to go in the end zone, and Connorsville is going to elect to, they're going to take it 1st and 10 for the Spartans as they're going to get the ball at the 20-yard line.
Yep, so not pretty deep in their own side of the field, but Spartan offense is going to need to get something going tonight. They've had a scoring drought past few games, so we'll see if they can get something going offensively tonight, but it's not going to be an easy feat, and they're definitely going to be tested.
Caldwell brings the troops up to the line, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. He's under center, looking over the defense. Familiar formation for the Spartans. Caldwell taking his time. It's under center. Hands the ball off to, looks like that is going to be Buchanan. He's swallowed up.
And that's perfectly read by the Tigers right there. That's a good start for the Lawrenceburg defense.
And he got about a yard on that, so it's going to be 2nd and 9. Yeah, you're right. The line for the defensive line there for the Tigers read that very, very well. Got a lot of push against the Spartan offensive line. Caldwell again under center, 2nd and 9, and hands ball off. And Buchanan goes to the right side, and he's met behind the line, and he fumbles, but he may be down.
It looks like it looks like the official called it down before the ball came out. So break for the Spartans right there, because that would have been
loss of 2 on that one. But you're right, that was a break for the Spartans.
Yeah. So if that ball would have came out and the Tigers would have recovered, that would have been detrimental for them, because that is
great field position.
That would be right in the red zone.
3rd and 11 from the 19. Connorsville facing a 3rd and long. Caldwell in the shotgun. Got 2 receivers to his right, 2 in his backfield, 1 to his left. And he goes back to pass, goes out to his right side. He throws it to Buchanan, who has a guy in front of him. He makes him miss, and he's getting upfield to make it about 4th and manageable. Not sure if the Spartans will go for it right now, but nice way to get about 9 yards on that from Micah Buchanan. Made the first guy miss.
Yeah, so they're kind of in the middle right now, whether they want to punt it or go for it. I mean, if you turn over on downs right here, you're pretty much asking to get scored on with this.
I think so.
Yeah, with this Tigers offense. So
and the coach
risky
agrees
play
with
here.
you. Yeah, coach agrees with you, and he's bringing in Shaw, who I tell you, that kid, can't say it enough. He has a lead leg. He knows how he's got a boot, and it looks like Connorsville is taking a timeout. So we'll take one too. 9:23 to go. Connorsville's down 7-0. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Are you thinking about buying or selling your home? Stay local and call Trish Smith at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. She will walk you through the process to make an easy transition and lead you to your dream home. Please contact Trish at 265-2663 to begin your journey today. Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency is dedicated to protecting you and your family at a price you can afford. Wilson Lawson Myers are licensed insurance professionals striving to be your agency of choice. Wilson Lawson Myers is an independent agency representing numerous companies for all your needs. Finding the right insurance begins with finding the right agency. That is Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency at 521 Central Avenue in Connorsville. Phone 825-5111.
And there's Nolan Shaw with the punt, a nice punt, and it's brought down at about the 40-yard line by number 21, and he's got a lane, and he's finally dragged down about the 28-yard line. A good punt, but an even better return there.
Yeah, that was extremely explosive from that player right there. Did you catch the number on that?
That was number 21.
Yeah, number 21, Zaven Slayback, and he is the primary returner for the Tigers. So he looks very explosive, very quick. So the Spartans are going to have to
maybe kick away from him.
Yeah, keep him at bay tonight.
1st and 10 from the 29. That's where they spot it for the Tigers.
Excellent field position for them.
Logan Ahouse is in the shotgun. He's looking for a receiver, and he overthrew. I tell you what, number 19 for the Tigers about came down with that one. That was Hayden Saylor who couldn't come down with it. And it's 2nd and 10. Ahouse a little high on that throw.
Yeah, unexpected from him. He leads the conference, in pass yards. So, very surprising. Seemed like a routine throw right there, and just a little high.
Pitch out number 19. He's got a blocker or two in front of him, and he is met by a Spartan to stiff arm, and he gets close to a first down. If not, he got one. And it looks like he did get the first down. Again, you talk about the blockers. There were some blockers right there.
Yeah, Tigers are very excellent team at blocking. So Spartans are going to have to try and break through that as best they can. But this is the Tigers team that is very well equipped to block.
Runner motion. It's pitched right to Bennett, and Bennett stiffs arm a guy, and he is in the end zone. And I tell you what, that was pure power there from Bennett, who gets the touchdown.
Excellent stiff arm from Bennett right there. That's just textbook stiff arming.
Yeah, that was pure power right there from Bennett, who, again, every time it seems like he gets the direct snap, goes to the left side, and some great happens for the Tigers, who now have a 13-0 lead with 8:34 to go.
And it looks like number 4, Ryan
Hitham.
Hitham is looking to extend their lead 14 to nothing.
And we'll find out if they'll need him this ball game. He looks like he's got a boot on him as well. And it's blocked by the Spartans, so that's one good thing came out of that series, a block for the Spartans. 8:34 to go. Connors was down 13 to nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Service the old-fashioned way. The dependable service you need for your car or truck is always available at Goff's Auto Care and Tire Center in Connorsville and Brookville. Experienced mechanics are ready to correct the problem using the best replacement products that will have your vehicle running like new again. Shane Goff is waiting to serve you at 600 Western Avenue in Connorsville. Phone 825-2588 and Charlie Goff in Brookville at 9197 State Road 101. 647-2222 is the phone number. Goff Auto Care and Tire Center.
13-0, Lawrenceburg has the lead over the Spartans. Bennett, it's the Bennett show. That was a powerful run there to get in the end zone. Used his strength to get into that end zone right there.
Yeah, he's a very strong player. We've seen plenty of him tonight already, and the Spartans are gonna. I think it'll be difficult to keep him at bay tonight. Tegan Bennett, he's not terribly too big. I mean, 5'10", 191. I'm sure that's pure muscle.
Yes.
That's what it looked like right
there.
It
looks like there. Yeah, absolutely.
So
you're right about that. That looks like pure muscle. As number 4 kicks it again, and that's a little bit short going to get, and that's not picked up as Fox has it. He has a hard time getting it. He's dropped down at about the 18-yard line is where Connorsville will take over. So Connorsville.
Not too good a field positioning right here. But Spartan offense has got to get something going as they already are into a 13-point deficit. And they cannot let that lead extend anymore because they're just going to be digging themselves out of a hole all game if that lead is to extend.
Oh, you're absolutely right about that. As Connorsville luckily gets the ball in the second half as Caldwell is in the shotgun. He's got a running back either side of him, 2 out to his left, 1 to his right, and he's going to pass, and he's got a nice, just overthrew.
And it looked like that was that
Trot? Yeah.
Yep, like I said,
Davidson.
Trot Davidson, the primary target when passing the ball for the Spartans.
He had him open.
Right, it was just a little overthrown, so that will just bring up second and 10, excuse me.
Some pressure that Caldwell was met with, but got it off, and he's in the shotgun again. I think we're going to see a lot more passing tonight as just one in the backfield right now. You got a man in motion, that's Buchanan. He gets the pitch out, and he's met at about the line. Maybe it might be a loss. We'll find out.
Yeah. Exceptional defense from the Tigers so far. Very impressive. They just seem to collapse. They just seem to collapse, and whenever they read something, they just collapse on it. And it's going to be tough for the Spartans to run the ball tonight.
Yeah, the lane closes very quickly.
And it looks like the Tigers have
3rd and 10, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they've done their research on the Spartans, like to run the ball.
Yes, they have. Caldwell goes out for a trot, is met immediately, and he is finally brought down. And it is 4th down and long, so we'll see Shaw again for the punt for the Spartans. I think they gave Davidson a yard on that.
Yeah, just not enough to go
enough.
For it, especially with how far they are in their own side of the field. Spartans are going to have to punt it away once again here, and the Tigers are not giving them anything.
They're going to have excellent field position again. 3rd time the Tigers will get the ball. 2nd time it should be in the Spartan field position. They scored on that 55-yard run by Bennett, and then they scored 2nd time on a run by Bennett, although not as long. And this is going to be fielded at the 47-yard line, and number 14 has a lot of blockers in front of him, and there's a flag, which that's going to be coming back. There's 2 flags. We'll find out exactly what they are.
It looks like that was number 2. Nolan Shaw, the kicker, with the tackle, so good tackle to stop the potential return for a touchdown.
Yeah, you don't like to see your kicker get the looks like it's going to be against Lawrenceburg.
Yep. So
But again, there was two flags.
right. So another break for the Spartans right there because that was
Yeah,
a pretty
looks like
hefty
there-
return.
Looks like there was a hold on. But we're going to see. Maybe it's an offsetting penalties. We'll find out. So we're going to see these two flags as the guy in stripes. It's a face mask against Connorsville. That's unbelievable. And then I saw the hold. Yeah, so it's going to be offsetting penalties.
So
Looks like we're going to be doing this over again. Yeah,
Right.
I saw the hold, but I didn't see the face mask, but somebody did, and so it's going to come back. And we're going to do this over again.
right, and that's a huge break from the Spartans because that was
That was a nice run back.
That was a very nice run back, and it just looked like that whole left side of the field was open,
Yeah.
and he just curved his run, and he almost went all the way if it wasn't for Nolan Shaw.
Well, you see the blocks that he has. He reads his blockers and follows his blockers, and I got two guys back for and not sure. They're. I thought they were marking something off, but here we go. It's fourth and 9 for the Spartans. They're going to re-kick this again, and Shaw has and he's going to kick it away from him this time, and not enough away from 14. He's going to do it again from his left side.
He's gonna do the
He's
same
got
thing.
some blocks, but not this time, not enough, as he gets away from the first Spartan pursuit, and he gets out to about the 32, 33-yard line.
And that's number 14, Braden Combs, and another not quite as hefty return, but still
Still in
pretty
Connersville
good.
territory,
And
yeah.
excellent field positioning for them. I think that ball is on the 30 or 30?
31-yard
Yeah,
line.
31-yard line.
Yeah, that's where they're going to have it, 31-yard line. I'm always one off. I don't know why. I think
Yeah.
they hear me say it, and they're like, we're going to go off one. That's what they're doing. Haas in the shotgun.
Spartan
He got pinned
defense,
to his left.
Spartan defense needs to get a stop right here.
They definitely need to get a stop. You're right about that. Goes out for the pass. Has number 22 right open. Look
He
at
has
the blockers
blockers.
right there. Yes, he does. And he's using his blockers, uses his stiff arm as well. He's getting to inside. Looks like he's inside the 5-yard line.
That was a very tough hit on
Yeah,
number
we
4,
have-
Michael Buchanan, just completely laid him out.
And we have a Spartan down. We're going to call the trainer over there as when Spartan has his helmet off, and I can't tell quite who that is. That might be Micah.
Yeah, that looked like a very, very hard hit on him, and it looks like he just wanted
Yeah.
to bulldoze his way into the end zone.
Yeah, that's Micah Buchanan down. We're going to take a timeout as he's getting worked at. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
You will find the answer to your every flooring need at Foles Flooring at 301 Beach Street in Connorsville. Yes, Foles Flooring has a large selection of carpet and tile, also vinyl and laminates, luxury vinyl tiles, and hardwoods. You will receive a free estimate on your choice of flooring plus expert installation. Their friendly staff will help you through the entire process. Foles Flooring also provides bathroom upgrades, remodeling, and custom shower systems at 301 Beach Street, Connorsville. 765-692-0800 is the phone number.
Micah Buchanan off on the sidelines there. He is getting worked on. Hopefully nothing serious.
And we talked
And-
about the strength of
Yeah.
Tegan Bennett, and that's who that was, right? I believe that's
It was somebody who was strong.
yeah. I mean, either way, I mean, this is a very strong Lawrenceburg team, and good to see him walking off the field.
Yeah.
But that was a very hefty hit.
Yeah, he might have lost his breath as Buchanan's a tough kid, and Lawrenceburg's rolling again. They're
Yeah, it
on the
looks like
4-yard line.
looks like Buchanan was pointing to his shoulder.
Yeah. I tell you, sometimes you get those shoulders, it gets those stingers, and hopefully he gets worked on. He gets back in that ball game. You can't
Can't afford to lose him.
afford to lose that guy.
Yeah.
Not at all.
He's a workhorse for the Spartans, and definitely one of the key players for them. And if he's out, I think we're going to see a lot more runs from Drayden Perez tonight.
I haven't seen him run at all. We got number 21 is in the end zone. No, it's number 19 in the end zone for Lawrenceburg. And
That's-
just like that, Lawrenceburg has a 19-0 lead.
And that's number 19, Hayden Saylor, with the touchdown.
Hayden
And-
Saylor makes it 19-0. He had a nice lane to run through.
Yeah, and that's I know. Again, we see the blockers for the Tigers. that's something that doesn't get enough appreciation in football.
Right.
Blockers is a huge part of the game, and that's what the
fundamental.
Tigers. Yeah,
Follow your blockers.
Yeah, and that's what Tigers have done.
And the
extremely
block,
well.
the kick is blocked again.
Not sure what's going on.
Yeah,
here
but
for
we
the
like
Tigers.
that. We if we can just get the line to be powerful like that on the other side of the ball. 19-0 now, 6:12 to go. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
It's events like this game that make our community such a great place in which to live, work, and play. All of us at FCN Bank applaud the CHS Spartans for their hard work and dedication. Thank you for reminding us once again why we all choose to call this place home. FCN, building stronger communities, one great local event at a time. Go CHS Spartans. Good luck. FCN Bank, member FDIC.
Well, one thing we can say is that the Connersville special teams, they know how to block an extra point.
Yeah, very surprising. I mean, not too many times in a football game you see two back-to-back PATs get blocked. So, I mean, that's a positive for the Spartans.
Yes.
Let's just see if we can get that power in other parts of the field, and I think the Spartans can get themselves right back into this.
Well, Connersville definitely, without question, I mean, is going to say that we need, without question, to get on the scoreboard this series.
Right, and the drought has continued so far for the Spartans, and hopefully that does not continue, as that's a very long kick. That is a tough kicker for the Tigers.
Flanagan has the ball, and he is dropped at about the 26-yard line.
So best field positioning of the day for the Spartans.
Yeah, Parker Flanagan, he's just a freshman.
But a key player for the Spartans.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
In previous games of the season, he's one of those players that does it all for the Spartans. He plays on both sides of the ball, and he does whatever is asked of him. And that's all you can really ask of for a freshman. And he'll be a amazing player in the coming years. I mean, they have him 3 years after this, so to see what he develops into, it'll be very interesting to see.
Codwell in the shotgun once again. Got two receivers to his left and right. Perez, the only back, as Buchanan still getting worked on. Got Flanagan in motion and a fake to Flanagan, and Codwell takes it. He gets about 7 yards on that. He saw that lane, and he burst through that one, Caden.
And I think that's like the first play that the Tigers just have not completely just read like a book so far. So good run from Caldwell right there. And
gave him a first down. They gave him a first down on that one. So like that.
Yeah, so first down of the game for the Spartans.
And Caldwell is taking himself out, and we're going to see Rylan Keene take a snap as Caldwell came off on his own and was leaning over. So Keene is now going to take the snap in the shotgun position. Again, two to his left, two to his right.
And I think he'll be taking over next year as quarterback after
without
Caldwell
question,
leaves.
yeah. And that's a fumble, and Keene gets out of the way, and he makes something out of nothing, and he gets the first down and then some. That's a nice play there from the freshman who takes a bad snap, and he does something with it and gets a first down. You know, I tell you what, when you're, you got some of that inexperience, the butterflies there, and he didn't let it affect him.
I mean, he made something out of nothing right there.
He did.
I mean, he dropped the ball, but I mean, he recovered it, and he picked up a Spartan first down on that.
Yes, he did. He did not hesitate at all, Rylan Keene, and got the Spartans a rolling there at their best field position on the night, 49 at the 49-yard line.
We'll see if the Spartans can break into the Tiger side of the field right here.
Look like Perez. I bet Perez gets the ball right here as Keene is under center. Perez right behind him. It's be a nice play for Perez to get the ball, and yes, he does. And he is met immediately.
And you called it. It was almost a little too predictable.
Yeah.
So you called it, and
if I could call it.
Yeah, I mean, you knew it was coming. It had to come at some point. 2nd
and 10. Caldwell still on the sidelines. Not sure exactly what is ailing him after that first down run he had on the early in this series. Keene is under center again. Looks like they may try it again, or at least that's what Lawrenceburg is hoping that they're going to do, is try that same play again as Parker's in. And yes, he is met immediately. He may get a yard out of that.
And once
And they're
again,
gonna
this
give
is,
him a yard.
yeah, running up the middle has just it's not really worked out well for the Spartans tonight. Other than that run by Caldwell, I think that was a little unexpected. The Tigers did not expect that at all.
Not at all. That was a good fake there from Caldwell to get Lawrenceburg to bite on the fake to Flanagan.
Right, and I think unexpectancy is going to be it's going to be a driving factor for the Spartan offense tonight because so far the Tigers, they read very well.
Keene in the shotgun, 3rd and 9. A low snap, he fakes it, and he's under pressure, and he shoots it off to Perez, who has blockers in front of him, and Perez has a first down, and now Keene he's hurt, and the Spartans are furious that there's not any flag on that as Keene took a hard hit from about 4 or 5. Yeah, that's
unfortunate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And he just got completely swarmed.
Yes, he did. He got swarmed.
There was probably 6 or 7 of them just coming full force, sprinting right at him. So I wouldn't expect that to feel any good. But
we're gonna keep it here.
Huge pickup for the Spartans.
Yeah, he was taken. I didn't see it as I was following Perez, who got the biggest gain of the night for the Spartans. But what a heads-up play there from the freshman there.
I almost thought Perez was gone and the Spartans were going to get a touchdown off of it, but they're in good field positioning, and I think even if they don't get the touchdown, I think they can even put some points on the board if they go for a field goal.
Keene has to come out, so Caldwell will be back in. So hopefully it's just a matter of him, getting the wind knocked out of him because he got the ball away in plenty of time as he's coming up. Yes, that's probably what happened. He probably just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, it looked like the Tigers just blitzed as hard as they could that play, and
had a lot of guys on him.
It ultimately worked out of their favor. So big play for the Spartans right there.
Yes, it was a big play. As Caldwell's back in, Keene's going to take a little bit of rest, and he's got to be feeling good though. Nice completion, but he's going to take a few breaths. He'll be back in. Yeah, it's probably looking over at him. Gets in motion, fake to. And that's that run up the middle from Caldwell, and he's taken down.
Quarterbacks are taking some tough hits tonight.
Yes, they are. And Caldwell, did he gain a yard on that? Did they give him a yard? I thought he should have got a yard.
I think he gained a little bit, at least.
Maybe a scotch, whatever a scotch is. They still got it 2nd and 10. We'll call it 2nd 9.5.
And Spartans still trail 19-0 with just over 2:40 remaining in this first quarter.
Got to score right here as Caldwell is in the shotgun.
And surprisingly, the pass play has worked pretty well for the Spartans tonight, and it looks like it will be.
And that is blocked there. It's swatted down by one of the linemen there. I would guess it would be number 1 or 42 and that's going to be 3rd and long for the Spartans as Caldwell gets a play from his offensive coordinator, and we've had 3rd and long, and we converted it right there.
Yeah, that's what the Spartans need right here.
Yeah, we definitely need one right here as Perez is the lone setback. Oh no, he's got 2. I thought that was. It's a pitch out to Perez, a high snap, and he's got a few blockers, and he's trying to dig his way in there, and he only gets maybe about 3 yards on that one if they give him that. Looks like they're going to give him up to about the 21-yard line, so maybe a gain of about 2, so it's going to be 4th and 8.
I think Nolan Shaw is going to come on here to kick the field goal. Pretty lengthy field goal, but he's got the leg for it, so.
Yeah, that's going to be a 39-yard field goal attempt from the left hash mark. Yeah, 39-yard field goal. This is easy for Shaw. He has the leg for that, so it's be nice to get the Spartans on the board.
Right.
And that's not a good snap, and the Connersville Spartans have to get a first down, and not a good snap at all, and the Spartans have turned it over on downs. What was a promising series has turned into no points for the Spartans as it was in a good snap at all.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate for the Spartans. All that hard work, and just no points to show for it. So a little disappointing for the Spartans, but they had some promising plays, and they showed that they can get down the field. And so if they can continue doing that, the points will come.
So the Tigers will take over here with 1:36 to go from their 23-yard line, their worst field position of the night so far, Caden.
Yeah, so I don't think that's going to stop the Tigers at all, though, tonight. So their offense has been very productive, and that is a good read. Yes. The ball is out.
And the ball's a fumble in Connorsville.
I think the Tigers recovered it.
Oh, we'll see. It might be. Yeah, Tigers do have it. You are correct. I was hoping.
A little bit of a scary play there for the Tigers. Looks like I thought he lost some yards there maybe.
Yes, he lost a whole lot of yards. It's going to be second and almost an eternity from the 15-yard line.
Yeah, so good read from the Spartans right there. Promising play for the Spartan defense right there.
Yeah, they got to be fired up for right there as Perez read that perfectly. Bennett in motion. Bennett gets the ball, and he has a nice lane to run through, and he's got a first down, and he has...
There's a flag on the play, though.
Yeah, there is, and that's probably going to be coming back as Flanagan comes up and takes him down. So looks like that's going to be coming back if it's what I thought I saw. But, again, I could be wrong. We'll find out here.
And that was a very, very long run right there from Tegan Bennett, and that was Parker Flanagan showing off his speed and showing Tegan,
nowhere.
Yeah, and showing Tegan that he is not indeed the fastest player on the field.
Yep, so that's coming back.
Yep, so big break for the Spartans right there.
Huge break. Looks like it's going to be a spot foul.
Yeah, and that looked like that was that about, what was that, a 70-yard gain or something?
Yeah, it was a huge gain. So it's going to be at the 26-yard line, so it's going to be second.
Did they give them a first?
Yeah, it should be a first down. Yeah, as we're under...
First and 7.
Yeah, it should be 1st and 7, but that's... Yeah, that's... So was that Maynard the ball? And that's second and... As we're coming up on under 10 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Seems like this first quarter's taking forever.
Yeah, very long first quarter.
2nd and 6 for Lawrenceburg. They're just going to come off the field, and we're going to end this first quarter 19-0 as the score. Connorsville finds himself down. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Reed Health Sports Medicine takes care of our Spartans. Thanks to funding by Reed Community Benefit, certified athletic trainer Victoria is here to help our athletes get back in the game faster. Victoria is at most practices and sporting events so she can respond to an injury within seconds, determine the immediate needs, and either begin treatment or initiate emergency management. For recovery and rehab needs, Reed's Athletic Training Center has a variety of options to get your athlete back to performing their best. For more information, call 765-973-8057 or go to reedhealth.org/ATC. Don's Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, gives you the very best deals in tires. Don's has all major brands available, in stock and in all price ranges. You can rely on Don's Auto Sales and Tires, in business for over 40 years. And Don's Auto Sales has a large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles in prices ranging from $1,000 to $30,000. Need new tires or a quality vehicle? Available from Don's Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, Connorsville. The phone number is 825-7730.
Back here at the Spartan Field on this October fall day, the Connorsville Spartans down 19-0 as Lawrenceburg now finds himself second and
4, I believe.
They got him 2nd and 4. It's a long 4.
Yeah, it's placed on the 28-yard line, I believe.
House in the shotgun. And he goes out for the pass. Wide open is number 2, and he's got the first down. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it's number 2, Keaton McGrath, one of the top receivers for the Tigers, the 6'1" sophomore. So they're going to have him for a few more years.
Yeah, he got wide open and got a first down for the Lawrenceburg Tigers as they keep the chains a rolling. Got a guy in motion. and that's pitched out to number 19. He's got a blocker or two as he has ran out. No, he's staying in bounds. I thought he was out of bounds, but no, he keeps going. The clock keeps rolling.
And he did a good job of breaking, was it 3 tackles right there?
Yes, he did.
And I think that's been a very strong point for the Tigers tonight, along with reading the Spartan plays. They also, they've blocked very well, and they've broken tackles very well.
I thought he was going to run out of bounds, but he did not run out of bounds, and Tigers are rolling again. They don't stop for anything as House goes out, and he has a wide open receiver, and he falls down, and that gives the Spartans a break right there.
And that's that cannon we talked about from Logan A. House. He's the leading quarterback in the conference for a reason. I mean, when you're a quarterback that's leading the conference and you're not from East Central, you know you're good.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, and they go no huddle again, and that's first down on the 27-yard line.
I think they're trying to confuse the Spartans here because it worked well against them when the Spartans played Rushville.
Yeah, they're definitely without question keeping the Spartans defense on their toes, and A-House goes out for a pass again. No, he's pulled up into the pocket. He has number 14 of that. Oh, it's out of bounds. Just a little bit out of bounds.
Excellent throw, but
yes, it was, and it was effortlessly. I mean, he just tossed that up, flick of his wrist.
He's got a little bit of a side sling, kind of throws it from the side. We see that with a lot more of quarterbacks today.
Yeah.
New throwing form.
So that's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line.
Good field
Again,
positioning.
they just don't waste any time. Bennett in motion. Bennett gets the ball. He goes up the middle. He is dragged down, but not first before getting about 5-6 yards on that. Drags a couple Spartans with him.
And you can see why he's just a productive running back. He's got a good offensive line in front of him. He's explosive. He's fast.
Yeah. He gets 7 on that.
Yeah.
Strong. We talked about. I mean,
yes,
that's
very
it
strong.
Can't go without being said.
Difficult to tackle.
Very much so. Pitch out to number 19. We've seen that play before. He's got blockers ahead of him, and he's got the first down and then some, and he's inside the 10-yard line.
Looks like that's going to be, I think that's going to be a Tiger first down.
Yeah, without question.
And they are definitely deep in Spartan territory, looking to extend their lead here as we are just under 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
First and goal from the 9. I mean, we've seen first and goal every time they've had the ball except for that 55-yard run.
Yeah, I knew it would be a very productive Tiger offense tonight. So
it is very, very, very productive.
Yep.
Not any wasted motion. And that is a pass into the end zone. That was a beautiful play.
And that's just textbook receiving and throwing there.
You're absolutely right about that. Fundamentals on display right here tonight at Spartan Field. And that makes the score 25-0. See if the Spartans can go for the 3rd block in a row on an extra point.
Yeah, if that would be...
no, they're going to go for 2.
Yeah.
So they're not going to try to
kick it. Yeah, I think the Tiger head coach was fed up with...
the blocks.
Yeah.
So they're going for 2.
They don't want to give anything to the Spartans.
And that's not a good pass, and that is no good. 25-0. Lawrenceburg extends the lead. 9:31 to go here in this second quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Whitewater Eye Center Connersville provides vision care for every member of your family. This includes routine exam, treatment for eye diseases and injuries, just a few of its many services. Services that include glasses and contacts, frames for every budget, sunglasses, and a large selection of eyewear. Complete vision care for every member of your family. Yours at Whitewater Eye Center Connersville. Scheduling an appointment for a complete eye exam is as easy as calling 825-6000. Whitewater Eye Center Connersville is located at 2045 Virginia Avenue.
You said textbook passing on that touchdown from A-House and receiving. That's what we've seen a lot tonight from the Lawrenceburg Tigers. Textbook blocking, textbook running, textbook everything.
And that's why they're such a great team. They know the fundamentals. And in high school, that's what it's all about, learning the fundamentals. And if you can get that down pat, then you're going to be a solid football team. As well as having athletes, obviously that's a big part. But if your team knows the fundamentals and you have plenty of athletes, that is a very long drive kick, or line drive, excuse me.
And the Spartans are going to take it at their 20-yard line once again. Again, those line drives are very deceptive. And the Spartans are going to take it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line with 9:31 to go here in this second quarter. Connorsville gets the ball back to start the second quarter, or start the third quarter, second half. Down 25-0. If we can get a score here, 25-7.
Right, so
we still got plenty of time to maybe stop them again and maybe score again and make this kind of interesting.
you have
still a long way to go.
Yeah, you have the ball here. If you can put some points on the board.
We ran the ball last time. We were able to drive last time.
Yeah, so if you can put some points on the board right here before halftime, that would be ideal for the Spartans. And they just need something to go their way. They need a little bit more momentum.
And off to Perez, who gets stopped at about the 21-yard line. We've seen that happen so many times where from our angle, it looks like he has a little bit of a lane and it closes up just like that.
Yeah, that defensive line of the Tigers just collapses immediately as soon as they see that coming up the middle. It's almost like they just know it's coming.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they do, honestly, because that's a big part of the Spartan offense, running up the middle, the offensive line creating lanes. But when that defensive line collapses, there's no lanes for the Spartans to run through.
Motion, and he gets the ball, and that's a fumble, and it looks like the Tigers will find out, and they do get the ball back. So the Tigers get the first turnover of the ball game. Connorsville, Flanagan fumbles, and the Tigers have the ball at the deep in Connorsville territory.
And it's just like the Spartans can't catch a break here, can they, Ron?
Cannot. No, they can't. 16-yard line is where the Tigers will take over, and you're right. It's not going the Spartans' way. And I was about ready to say that we were successful when we were stretching the ball out, and we stretched that out there, and Flanagan was met, and unfortunately the fumble was forced, and the Tigers capitalized, and we'll see exactly what happens here as Ahouse is in the shotgun. Nobody to his right. We got a guy in motion, 2 to his left now, 3 to his left. He pitches out to Bennett, who, again, is following his blockers, and he is met. There's a flag. We'll find out what that is. There's a flag in the backfield. So 2 flags now. We'll find out exactly what the flags are from. Looks like there's going to be a hold.
And I was almost getting ready to say that the Spartans had done well tonight so far to not give up just easy yards on penalties and easy field positioning by turning over the ball. But, of course, Spartans turned over the ball there. So looks like that's on the Tigers, isn't it?
Yep. That's a 10-yard penalty. Tigers have had all the penalties tonight. I do not remember the Spartans having any penalties so far tonight.
Good. Yeah, right.
But it hasn't hurt them.
Yeah, that's a positive. So the Tigers, hasn't hurt them that much, so it's not too big of a deal. But
Ahab under pressure eludes the black, but he does not elude Perez.
And that is a sack from Drayden Perez, and he leads. I'm pretty sure he leads the Spartans in
I wouldn't doubt
sacks.
Yeah.
Because he blitzes, and whenever he blitzes hard.
As he does at the 34-yard line is where the second down is. That's second and almost an infinity.
Yeah, but this is a very productive
Tiger
Tiger offense, so I wouldn't count them out on this play.
Not at all. I'd always seen a 55-yard touchdown from the second play of the game, so this is really nothing as Ahab goes out. Got a wide receiver wide open, and you just talked about that. Yep.
That's an excellent catch from number 19.
Yeah, he bobbled a little bit, but kept his concentration. You talked about that zip arm, that side arm, and that went right, beautiful. It was right into the hands of the receiver. And right on cue, you said, hey, that's nothing for them, and it wasn't.
Yeah, that's number 19, Hayden Seller. Once again, he's a very productive wide receiver.
31.
Wide receiver 1, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. Debatable between
who's
him
1
and Keaton McGrath. They both average about the same amount of yards per game. But he's going to be productive tonight.
Number 4's back in, and he's blocked again. That's unbelievable.
Yes,
it's just a low kick. He doesn't get that oomph on it. So
I guess that's the only explanation because He's just not getting arc on it or something.
Yeah, 31-0 now. Connersville finds himself down. 7:36 to go here in this first quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
George's Pharmacy and Medical Equipment welcomes you to stop by our Connersville location at 330 East 5th Street. George's is proud to offer you friendly hometown service and the convenience of free delivery. Also, our medical equipment staff is there to help with whatever you need. George's Gifts has that special something for any occasion, birthdays, weddings, bereavement, or to brighten someone's day. George's, we are here for you. 765-825-6251.
31-0, 7:36 to go here in this first quarter. Connersville's very good, or second quarter. Yeah, what did I say first?
Yeah, second quarter.
The first quarter seemed like it took forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, second quarter.
Going by a little bit faster.
Yeah, this one's going a little bit faster. Yeah, 7:36 to go. Very impressive. Last two scores for Lawrenceburg. Very impressive pass plays.
Yeah, this is while it is a versatile Lawrenceburg offense,
Passing's incredible tonight.
Yeah, passing has just been insane. I mean, the wide receivers are doing their job. I mean, that was not an easy catch by the receiver there. I mean, that was an over the shoulder. You got to look back and place your arms out front of you. So,
and
impressive
he
catch.
bobbled it a few times. You know, we see Buchanan sitting on the bench. He's still out.
Hope nothing too major is wrong with him.
Hopefully we'll see him coming back. And that's going to go into the end zone as Parker thought I thought he was going to take it, but he elected to let it go in the end zone. Connersville was going to start at the 20-yard line yet once again.
Yeah, these touchbacks haven't been working too well for the Spartans so far this game. I mean, that's 70 yards you got to go.
That's
to
right.
Get to 80 yards, to get to the end zone. So let's see if that changes here.
Buchanan's still on the bench for the Spartans. He's usually out there the offense, but he was injured late in that first quarter. Looked like it might have been a shoulder. Not quite sure. Haven't heard anything. Caldwell is under center. And Caldwell hands it off to the Buchanan, who gets about maybe 2 yards on that one. Or not Buchanan, Perez.
Yeah, Perez seems to take over whenever the Spartans run the ball. He seems to take over when Micah's not in. So I would expect to see a lot more rushes from him tonight with Micah out.
I'm sorry, that's not. That's Keene is in there. Caldwell is taking a break.
Yeah, good to see Keene back out on the field after that very tough hit on him.
And again, thought that it was just where he may have lost his breath, but Keene is under center. Got two behind him, one to his right, one to his left. 2nd and 8. And he is, and I think Perez was met, but right as soon as he got the ball. I think they had a choice whether or not the Lawrenceburg defenders had a choice whether or not to tackle Keene or Perez, and I'm not sure. I think they're going to only lose a yard on that one.
Well, it's just interesting to see the Spartans do the same thing over and over again. So, just running the ball up the middle, and the Tigers are just reading it, and it's. I'm sure they saw that last week against East Central. Ron, the Trojans read it well, didn't they?
Oh yeah, 3rd and 8 for the Spartans from the 22-yard line, and Keene going out for a pass, and he throws it away, and it's 4th and 8 for the Spartans.
So although that's a 4 and out for the Spartans, it's good to see an intelligent play from Keene right there. Although he has no targets open, so he's a freshman, and throwing it out of bounds was the right play right there instead of making a risk or taking a risk and risking the interception.
Yeah, he had nowhere to run on that, and so he
made the right decision.
Absolutely did, and Shaw is in for the punt once again.
Getting his fair share of action tonight, punting the ball.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He had that 39-yard opportunity, that field goal that was negated on the bad snap, and this is not a bad punt as it's going to be in the Tigers' territory.
So that was good for the Spartans to get up and prevent the run back, because So far, the Tigers
have gotten great field
Yeah,
position.
their returns have been extremely good so far.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. 5:56 to go. Connersville down 31-0 here in this second quarter. It's the physicality, Caden, the physicality and the fundamentals of Lawrenceburg that has just winning this ball game.
Right, and just everything about the game for the Tigers has been fundamental. It's not like they're doing anything too crazy. Nothing. They're not getting like lucky plays.
No.
It's just fundamental, and
Yeah.
they're doing it very well.
And they've had more penalties tonight.
Yeah, and they're not hanging their heads because of it, and they're capitalizing off of it.
Bennett again has a nice lane to run through and gets about 7 yards on that one up to the 45-yard line, 46-yard line. So that's going to be a second down and
Possibly about
4.
3 or 4, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep, 4. Second and 4.
And they're just getting to play as quickly as possible and keeping Connersville on. It's hard to make substitutions when this is happening for the Spartans. Make adjustments. Number 2 in motion. And that's pitched off to him, and there's a hold that didn't get called right in front. And that's a flag, and there's a fumble. And there's a flag. It looked like it's going to be fumble. The player was down, but there was a
Interesting
flag.
Roll. Interesting
Somebody-
roll from number 75 by the Spartans.
Yeah, I know.
right
I
there.
saw that. I wondered what was going on, but not sure what's going on with that flag. Somebody back up here, I heard say face mask. Yeah, hold. Yeah, I was going to say I saw a hold clearly.
And once again, another penalty on the Tigers.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I would say that's killed them tonight, but it really hasn't hurt them too much. But seriously, I mean, they have had their fair share of penalties tonight.
I was shocked that the back judge called that, but the judge, the penalty, the hold that I saw was right in front of the guy in the white hat, and he didn't call it. The guy in the back judge did.
Yeah, I don't know if he had just an open angle or just
not
see
sure,
through
but
better.
they finally called it, so it's going to be second down and about what's that, 12 or 13. So A House and the Bennett, and he gets the ball, and Bennett has about 3 or 4 on that one. That's his shortest run of the night, I think.
Yeah, so good stop by the Spartans. Not necessarily a stop, but good. Didn't let him pick up too much, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah,
so.
we haven't seen that all night tonight. This is the first 3rd and long for the Spartans, for the Lawrenceburg Tigers all night.
So if they can get another stop right here and get the ball back before halftime, which they have plenty of time, just over.
I think they're going to go for 4th down. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, their offense is feeling so good.
Yeah, especially with the field positioning,
Yeah.
it's not too big of a deal.
Yeah, there's 2 that's wide open. They always find the soft spot in the defense and gets out of bounds for a 1st down.
Number 2, Keaton McGrath, like I said, him and number 19, Hayden Saylor, the 2 primary receivers for the Tigers, and he just runs and cuts back, and the quarterback just puts it right in his hands, and it's tough to guard, honestly.
Yeah, he knows exactly where A-House knows exactly where his receivers are going to be at all times. The receivers know exactly where to be.
It's like they're all on the same page,
Yeah.
and that's what you want from your team if you're the head coach.
1st and 10 for the Tigers, and that's over the middle to number 10, who gets met quickly there by Flanagan, and that's be about a gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Tigers.
Second and
They're not as quick on that board. 2nd and 6 for Lawrenceburg. 4 minutes to go here in this second quarter, and Bennett is brought down immediately.
Good tackle by number
Yes.
5. That's number 5. Braden Keller, the freshman, like I said, him and Parker Flanagan, 2 freshmen that are
You got to like that.
yeah, I mean, you're going to have them for the next 3 years, and as a head coach, you're going to try to develop them the best you can and make them into stars.
Yeah, there's another kid, Keller, that you just get to you hear his name, you're like, wow, he's a freshman, you got to like it.
Yep.
And A-House is fine. Number 2 again finds that soft spot in that defense and gets enough for the 1st down. And the chains keep rolling there for Lawrenceburg.
And A-House is just such an impressive quarterback.
Yes, he
He's so
is.
accurate, and he's got a cannon on him. And
He's only listed at 6'1", but he looks like he's taller than that.
Oh, he looks like the tallest player on the field by far.
Yes, he does. So he's
Yeah.
calling the play to his line. And they don't waste any time at all. They're not.
No, it's just like I think their coach calls it from the sidelines, and they know when they go with it.
Yeah, that's a little bit bobble there for number 2. Only gets about maybe 2 yards on that one.
I was almost wondering if they would call it a completion because he was bobbling it as he went down, but it looks like they will call it a
Oh
completion.
yeah, as long as it don't touch the ground.
Yeah.
You can bobble it as you're laying
Yeah.
on the ground, as long as it doesn't touch the ground. A House has one in the backfield. Number 19 in motion, seen that before. And it goes out to number 19 to the right side, and it looks like there's a flag before the. See what is going on with this one.
Possibly a false start.
Yep.
Yep, false start on the Tigers. So
Boy, they
another
have made all.
penalty.
Yeah, they have really hurt themselves so many times with penalties, but it hasn't hurt themselves.
No, I think their coach is still going to get on them
Oh yeah.
at halftime about that. I mean, they're up 31-0. There's not too much you can complain about other than the amount of penalties they've given up.
Yeah. So 2:45 to go. Connersville down 31-0. They do get the ball to start the second half, the third quarter. A House calling the cadence, number 19, and it goes to number 2, who gets a lane and drags a few players to almost the end zone. He gets to drop to about it's like maybe the 3-yard line. It looks like that's where he's going to be stopped.
And this just looks like such a fast Lawrenceburg team. It seems like everybody who gets the ball is just explosive and has lots of agility.
Can you believe they lost to East Central 42-7?
I know, it's unbelievable.
It's
This
unbelievable.
just shows the quality of
How good East Central is.
yeah, and it shows the quality of the Tiger offense to even get on the board,
Yeah.
honestly.
Number 19 is in for the touchdown.
That's number 19, Hayden Saylor again.
Hayden Saylor gets in again. Nice lane that he had open for him, and he went in, and now the score is 37-0.
Huge hole the Spartans are in.
So unless Connersville scores, we'll have a running clock to start the second, and Lawrenceburg is going to take a timeout. We'll keep it right here with 2:04 to go, 37-0. Connersville gets the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, you need them to put some points on the board.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tremendous hole that they're in.
Well,
but
without question, they need to score with this series.
yeah,
With 2:04 to go, I believe they still have at least one timeout. I know it looks like they have. I don't know if that's a timeouts over there, but they at least have one timeout to go. 2:04 to go. Probably we'll say around 2 minutes ago. When all said and done, when they get the ball, they need to score, because if they don't score and we come out the second half, start the third quarter, it's going to be a running clock.
yeah. So with a running clock, there's just not much you can do. I mean,
No.
does it ever stop for anything?
The only time it ever stops is if
Injuries?
a player's injured or if it's a coach's timeout.
Okay, yeah. So that is going to be a very tough thing to dig themselves out of if they can't get a touchdown right here. So
It doesn't stop on and out of bounds. It doesn't stop when an incomplete pass. It just keeps
going.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
So this game could be a very quick second half if the Spartans don't put any points on the board here.
That's why East Central's averages 40-something points the first half and only like 10 second.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because they chew up a lot of clock because it doesn't stop. Number 4 is in for the extra point again, and he's been blocked the last 4 times, and that one is up and good.
Is that the first one of the night for him?
He's had one.
Oh, he's had one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think he made the first one,
Yeah.
and then the next 3 were blocked. I mean, what are the odds on that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, get blocked 3 times in a row, but
38-0. Connersville finds himself down. 2:04 to go. We're going to keep it right here. 38-0. This has been.
it's been all the Tigers tonight.
Yeah, and that was the same score that East Central had on Connersville to end the first half.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
For Lawrenceburg to match East Central's score. If you're the Spartans right now, I don't know how you're feeling. I mean, you have to dig yourself out of this hole somewhat,
Yeah.
So if they can put some points on the board right here, they have just over 2 minutes remaining in this first half. So there's time, but they have got to put some points on the board.
Without question. And we have seen that one offensive series where they were,
It's like they got 3 back-to-back plays where they picked up first downs.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, and their offense was moving. Their offense was versatile. It was a little different that we hadn't seen all game, and then for some reason it seemed like it had gone back. So
Yeah.
number 4 is well, the ball is he's he's kicking a shoeless. I don't think I've seen. Does he have a shoe on?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, there it is. Yes. Yeah, I thought he didn't have a shoe on right there, but yes, we're assured by the guys in the truck that is a shoe. Yeah.
I think he has mismatched shoes on.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. That's the fad, I guess. Yeah, he has one of those things.
I believe
on his
he has
leg.
one football cleat and one soccer cleat on him,
That's
if I'm
probably
right,
it,
because
yeah.
I recognize that one of those cleats, the orange one. So that's going to be another touchback.
It works for him.
Yeah, it's going to
Well,
be
back in
another
the day,
touchback.
there were some guys who used to kick without shoes in
Yeah,
the NFL.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah, way before your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe it or not, they used to kick it straight.
Yeah, they
They
didn't
used to-
even.
They didn't soccer kick it. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
They just kicked it straight on.
And they also, some of them didn't do run-ups, did they? Or they didn't do much.
They were so strong that they just looked at the ball and kicked it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well.
Back in the Stone Age when they played with actual rock. I'm just
That
kidding.
would hurt.
I'm just kidding. 38-0. Connorsville starting at the 20-yard line yet once again. 2:04 to go. And that's a nice fake, and we got number.
Got to throw it.
And yeah, he didn't throw it. And he was met at the 23-yard line, and they're going to keep the clock rolling now, so they're not going to wait until the second half.
Yeah, I think whenever they get a 35-point lead, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was always the second half, but no, they're going to keep the clock rolling now.
So that's going to eat into the Spartans' time to get down the field and go. So
yeah, Keene didn't see the receiver. We had a wide receiver open, so the clock is rolling even now.
So this quarter will probably be over in just under a minute 30.
Yeah, minute 25 to go. A low snap. Flanagan has the ball, and he is met and dragged down. Oh, wait, no, he's finally dragged down, but they're going to call him dead. Call the play dead at the, looks like 16-yard line, so loss of a lot.
Although it was a loss, that was impressive for him to be able to stay on his feet. It looked like the tackler just came out and swept his legs under him, but he somehow managed to stay off his knees. So.
And Flanagan did not give up on that play until he was brought down finally at the 16-yard line, 3rd and long for the Spartans, 3rd and 16.
It looks like Keene's still in and Codwell's still out, so I wonder if we'll see him come out in pads or not second half.
Got to have it. That's thrown away, and 4th and 16. Yeah, a lot of pressure there from the Tigers, and the clock did stop on this. Unless somebody called timeout, I'm shocked that there was a clock stop.
That's interesting. I'm not sure why they did that.
I don't know either.
Unless you were right and they.
He was inbounds that first play.
Right.
Got confirmation on that, so that's why it didn't get stopped. I thought he had went out of bounds, but he didn't.
Okay, so the 35-point lead rule will
start
second
almost blocked.
half,
Maybe got a little bit of it. And that is down at about the 35-yard line. So, 27 seconds to go. 29
if you're the Spartans, you just want to get a stop right here. You don't want to go any further into the hole.
Well, we're going to find out just what the Tigers are going to do, if they're going to go ahead and just run a play and then take a knee, or if they're going to
go for it
and try to score again. You got to think, are they going to put their second, third stringers in, or what are they going to do?
I'm not sure what we'll see in the second half, but it'll definitely be interesting to see. Not sure how much interest they have in running up the score, but I guess we'll see in the second half. And honestly, it doesn't look like the reserves on the sideline for the Tigers is much of any bigger than the Spartans. Looks about the same size football team.
He's going for the and that's
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and there's a flag, and that's going to be against the Spartans, probably for roughing somebody.
Yep, probably roughing the passer.
Well, no, that wasn't the passer that was down. I thought it was the passer, but yeah. But somebody is, it's going to be against the Spartans, so that's going to be a touchdown. It's going to be 44-0. That was just beautiful.
That's just difficult to defend. I mean,
Right.
that's just a dot.
Yeah.
He could not have thrown that any better.
Yeah,
You
that
could
was
get it,
beautiful.
You could get a college D1 NFL
Yeah.
quarterback out here, and he'd throw it the exact same
Yeah,
way.
absolutely.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, so that was a beautiful play there from the Lawrenceburg Tigers. They are now up 44-0. And so we'll find out if the kicker can, number 4 for Ryan Hetham, can kick his second extra point in a row.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if it gets blocked here.
$44-0, 22 seconds to go. I mean, Hitham, that last one went way high, and that one is
It's good,
It's
I
good,
think.
yeah.
Yep. So that
Yeah.
will extend the lead to 45-0 with just over 20 seconds remaining in this second quarter.
Yeah, Connorsville definitely needs to just make something happen right here.
Yeah, they just
Stand-
need something.
Yeah, stand at the goal line and get the ball and see if we can't run it back.
I wouldn't take a touchback right here. I
No,
think you
yeah.
got to go for it.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, this kicker has got a leg, so I wouldn't doubt that he would drive it into the end zone. But we'll see if he's able to put it past the end zone, because I'm sure he has that ability to.
Yep.
And if you put it past the end zone, does it just go to the 20-yard line?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It goes any time it goes 20-yard line. So they're going to be kicking it from the Spartan 45-yard lines after that penalty that was assessed right on the kickoff. So it's definitely going to be kicked out of bounds. Be neat if he can kick it through the uprights, and that is. Yep.
I think he did. I think he just kicked a.
I think it went in.
Yeah, I think that just went through the uprights.
Yeah,
and
that
is
doesn't
impressive.
count, though. But
Oh, I know, but that's impressive, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a 55-yarder if it was a.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Yep.
So it'd be interesting to see if the Spartans just take a knee here and go into halftime. I think Lynch will have some words for them.
Yep.
Words of encouragement.
Yep.
They just need something. They just need something positive going for them here. And other than those three big plays, what was that in the first quarter?
Yeah. Yeah, they had that huge run, that 55-yard run, the second play of the game.
Right.
Lawrenceburg had. So Lawrenceburg, we're trying to prevent Connorsville from scoring with 22 seconds to go. Connorsville starts at their 20-yard line yet once again. And Connorsville probably will. No, they're running it up. No, I thought that fooled me, but no, it's to Caldwell, or to Perez. And that's going to be the end of this first half, it looks like.
And that will bring up the end of the first half as the Tigers lead the Spartans 45-0.
Yeah, that was an impressive first half for the Spartans.
Almost a completely flawless offensive first half for the Tigers.
The only thing that if I were the coach that I would talk about would definitely be the penalties.
Yeah.
They had a lot of penalties that obviously did not hurt them, but can hurt them if continued. Connorsville, you talked about it, running some of the same plays the Tigers read it, but the Tigers, fundamental, flawless textbook.
Yeah, it's been
textbook
flawless for them so far.
So 45-0, the clock will be running to start this second half, and Connorsville does get the football, so hopefully we can make something happen. It looks like the Tigers will be putting in their second, third string. Might as well put them in with the running clock, get your starters healthy and keep them healthy. Buchanan did not come in after that injury that he had there late in the first quarter. Caldwell was in and out. Not sure if it was from injuries, not sure at all. But Ryland did a nice job when he was in as quarterback.
Right, yeah, he stepped up. He stepped up very well, and that's good. That's what you want to see from your backup quarterback. I mean, he'll be taking over next year, and I think he's very promising. And I'll be excited to see what he can produce next year for the Spartan offense. But Caldwell, he was out for I believe most of the first half.
He was out a significant portion, and not sure if that was by design or if that was because he may have had because a couple of games ago he was injured.
Right.
So you just got to wonder if it is some recurring injury. But we talk about some of the Spartans. Freshman Braden Keller and Parker Flanagan, these guys, and Ryland Keene, these guys are three bright spots for the futures of the Spartans.
Yeah, they are the future. They are what Lynch is going to try to develop. He will probably try to build a team around them and see what he can do in order to better the future of this team. Obviously, a little bit of a down year so far this year. One game left, I believe, against Batesville next week, and Batesville looking very solid this year as they took down, I believe they took down Lawrenceburg. Yes, Batesville took down Lawrenceburg 26-23. I believe that was 2 weeks ago. So the next game for the Spartans is not going to be easy either.
Right. So the schedule has just been vicious for the Spartans, and though we've had some players come back, Davison came back from his toe injury. We had a couple guys in and out tonight with Buchanan out significant portion of that first half.
Yeah, so just the injuries this year they've just been nonstop for the Spartans, and it's just unfortunate. There's not much they can do about it.
You can't plan. I mean, you can try to plan for that.
Right, and while the Spartans do have a pretty deep roster, it only goes so far, and with so many injuries, there's not much you can do. Caldwell was out, and Keene took a big hit from like 6 of the offensive linemen from the Tigers. So if both of your quarterbacks are out, what do you do? And it's just there's not much you can do about it. But I would like to point out the fact that Lawrenceburg is undefeated away this year, and they have a losing record at home. So 1-2 at home, 4-0 away. So
they should not have scheduled Batesville and Lawrenceburg at home.
Or East Central, yeah.
Or East Central at home, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, two very tough teams, but either way, I mean, just impressive that you can go 4-0 away.
And it's a senior night for the Spartanettes, as you see the seniors there, and also seniors for the band and the
Color Guard and band. Yeah. Color Guard and band. So Color Guard, band,
Spartanettes right here.
Spartanettes, and and cheer. Yeah.
It's a big night for them. Big night for the parents, as the parents would, obviously there's the Hales as the seniors. Obviously the parents take them to practice, and it's always bittersweet for the parents. They're great to get that break, but then a break forever.
Yeah, I mean, you take your kids to practice. You take your kids to practice for the longest time, and then you stop, and you never do again.
Really, that's happened to you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I got my license now, so.
parents still worry. Or they're like, go to practice. Call me when you get there.
Yeah.
And then you have to pretend like, okay, Mom, I'm at practice. Text them,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
I got you. Yeah. Yeah. It's for parents, it is kind of tough because coming to the sport and events, sport to kids, we miss that.
Yeah.
We miss that.
Right.
Yeah, it's making memories. Just like with the homecoming a couple weeks ago.
Right,
It's memories you kids are making. Absolutely.
Yeah. And the Spartanettes, they'll never forget this moment right here, walking along the track, receiving the flowers, and looks like a trophy, is it? Or is it a gift?
I'm not sure what they're getting, but they're getting something sweet that they're going to keep forever.
Looks like, I believe it's a gift, so they get flowers and a gift. And that's India Smith right there, the Spartanette. She was the homecoming queen.
Was she?
Yes, she was the homecoming queen a few weeks ago.
Wow. So that's the queen right there on camera.
Yep.
Wow. We got royalty right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you see your friends out there and they get honored and, the night that they will always remember.
Yeah, and being seniors, it's creeping up on them. I mean,
Yeah, it's creeping up on you too.
Yeah, I mean, as a junior, it is. Students are already a quarter of the way through the year, so.
That 9 weeks ended.
It ended today, so.
Yeah, so gosh, you got
flying. This year is flying.
It sure is, and believe me, it goes by faster than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first semester always goes a little bit quicker than the second because the second you got your finals and all that.
Yeah.
So
And you're getting
kind of
close
flies.
to ending.
Yeah, you're kind of eager for the year to end.
And then when you graduate, it's
like, well, it's over.
a long time.
Yeah.
It's been almost double your lifetime since I've graduated high school.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
what are you, 17?
Yep, 17.
Oh, yeah, so it's been out almost, by the time this season's over, the school year's over, it would be double your lifetime.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
That's
Unbelievable.
unbelievable.
I know, I don't look a day over it, do I?
And that's Grace Filler, the cheerleader.
Yeah. I went to college with her mother.
Where'd you go to college?
IU East.
IU East.
Yeah, we weren't the Red Wolves back then. We were the Pioneers.
They changed mascots?
Yeah, of course they did, because back then we were for old people like me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't go out of college. I was like 30. So, 13 years older than you are now. So when I went to college over 20 years ago. So
Yeah, right.
yeah.
And this is Kaylee Hogger. She was in the running for homecoming queen too.
I know I interviewed one of those Hogger girls.
Yep.
One of the
They're part of the Fayette County Free Fair.
Yeah. Very sweet.
And this is her cousin, Maddie Hogger.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one. I think it was the first Hogger girl I interviewed.
Yep. I think they both do something with it, but
Yeah. Very nice. Nice girls.
looks like the band and color guard is coming out onto the field, setting up their equipment for their performance at halftime. This is Lexi Mullins, senior cheerleader.
Yeah, you think of just the cheering that your kids do, and it's more youth soccer, but you do other sports too.
Yeah,
So and you got to keep your grades up.
right, and it's a lot. Playing multiple sports, keeping your grades up. It's not. It definitely. Sometimes it can be stressful, but you need that stress to prepare yourself for the real world.
That's right.
So it's good for you.
Yeah, it is good for you guys, and you guys handle it very, very well.
Right. And
Very well.
This is a Spartan. He's been
Warrior.
Spartan Warrior. He's been the Spartan Warrior for the past 2 years. Eli Barger. Always has a smile on his face. Very nice kid.
But when he's the warrior out on that Spartan Bowl floor,
Oh yeah.
he gets that look of
Yep. like you were saying, with all the students doing, some students do multiple sports, and just doing one sport and keeping your grades up at the same time, and maybe if you're in ECHS, early college high school, that's even more difficult.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
With all the enriched and AP classes, it's difficult. So,
and you handle it well.
Yeah, it's not an easy feat, but it's doable, and if you're resilient and you're able to handle a rigorous schedule, then you can do it easily.
Yeah. Sure can.
And I think we've moved on to band seniors now.
Yeah, the band, they get out and perform at every
basketball,
event,
football,
football. They
perform well when they go to competitions too. I believe they went to Ben Davis a couple weeks ago, and I believe they placed first for some of the competitions. So very, very solid, good marching band that we have here at CHS, and I think it's always been a good band.
Oh yeah, the first high school marching band, and you see some of the football players out there playing in the band as well, and that's got to be tough to figure out what you're going to be doing. You got to know where you to be at when you're marching, and also know where you to be at when you're football too. So
and also
it's got to be tough.
Managing, like you said, managing school, band, and football, that is not difficult because you probably have to pick and choose whether you want to go to band and football. So you guys are missing going over plays, or you're missing
right. That's why we were
the notes you need to learn.
When I was in middle school, I didn't play football in 7th grade, and I wanted to play in 8th grade, but all of our this is over in Ohio. I went to West Carrollton, Ohio.
Right.
And all of our band played football, so I wanted to play football. Well, the coach was like, "No, you got to give up band because he wouldn't let the other kids." It was like they were grandfathered in.
Right,
if you wanted to play again,
they didn't let you do both.
They didn't let me do both, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that because we would have to perform during like halftime of the games and stuff.
So you would miss what the coach was saying.
Yeah, so that's why we were terrible. So we would make adjustments. We'd be in there, we'd be out there playing. So
right.
So band's fun. Band is fun. Played the drums. Got some winds coming in. Not sure what as you see the flags of the hair right there with the kids blowing, and we'll look at the radar here to find out if there's anything coming in.
Yeah, very rainy yesterday, and we needed it.
We got something north of us. Not sure if it's going to come down our way or not, but nonetheless we are feeling it. As you can see the feather blowing in the wind. Hopefully it doesn't start raining.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, that would just be the icing on the cake for the Spartans tonight. Having to play in the rain against a team like this is just...
Well, the future radar looks like that whatever's north of us is going to go far away north from us, but...
That's good.
We might get some wind from it. So, a lot of
band seniors this year. So
a lot of band seniors.
Hopefully, the upcoming freshman class will fill that gap.
Yeah, not sure how much band members are in the middle school. Of course, I'm so old; it was called junior high.
Yeah, right.
When I was in junior high, it was called junior high.
Right.
Just joined this. Connersville down 45-0. The clock will be running.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult even if the Spartans score a touchdown, the clock will still be running, so they're going to need to get 2 touchdowns in order for them to
stop
that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this second half is going to blow by.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Yeah, at least you got 12 minutes unless you have a timeout, which Lawrenceburg's not going to call timeout.
Right, they're just they want to go home. I mean, that's a long drive. They've ran up the score. They want to go home.
Now it looks like there's some fog over there,
right,
in the distance. So they, like you said, they want to get out of there. with State Road 1 tore up, and
Yeah, it's a very long drive
Yeah.
to Lawrenceburg. So,
yeah, not a fun drive with, like I said, 1 tore up.
right.
Still with the band.
And it looks like after this, we are on to our last band member being our last senior band member being announced.
And that's, do we have any cheer, or is that
I think they already got through Spartan
They got through,
and
that's
cheer.
Spartan and cheer. Correct, you're right.
Right.
Yes, that's right. So the Spartans have gone 10 quarters now without scoring, and you got to. And we have, I mean, other than that personal foul, I think it was their first penalty of the ball game.
Right.
That's a frustration foul.
Yeah, I mean, it's expected when you're down.
But it's not acceptable.
Yeah, it's not acceptable. So they were down. I think they were down 37. No, 30.
Yeah, that was that last touchdown.
Yeah, right. And I think it's not acceptable. You're just frustrated, but you need to keep those emotions at bay. You can't let it get out of hand. As that was the last senior.
I mean, you're an
marching
athlete.
band.
You're an athlete. And I don't know if you've had these periods in your career where you have been this anemic on offense.
Right. And that happens when you're playing a team like East Central or Lawrenceburg or something like that. It's tough to get anything going offensively. They're so solid defensively. You get frustrated, and there's just not much you can do.
So we got a band concert coming up for the. About 8.5 minutes to go until we start this second half. And we'll step out as you guys can enjoy this band concert.
We're finished their competition season with a bronze rating.
Searching for a loan, a line of credit, or just a...
Drum majors Haley Brown and Quincy Williams. The field is yours for the halftime entertainment performance.
back here at this
And it's under the direction of
great field called Spartan Field here in Connersville, Indiana on this fall day as we get ready to start this second half. The clock will be running. Connersville down 45-0. Nice long halftime show as we honored the seniors of the Spartans, the Spartanettes, the cheerleaders, and the band.
Yeah,
Color
guard.
guard.
Yep,
Color guard and band. Yeah.
And we went out there and felt that the wind is picking up.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that will impact the pass play going into the second half. Obviously, I don't expect it to be much of a long second half with the clock running nonstop,
Yeah.
but I'm sure it'll impact the pass game, a little bit.
And you got to wonder how many of the starters will be on the field this first defensive series and offensive series for Lawrenceburg. Last week against East Central, they had the ball first. East Central did,
yeah.
38-0, and they had their starters, but they ran the clock down. I mean, they used all the 25-second clock, and they used probably about 6, almost 7 minutes of the clock to score.
Second half went pretty fast.
Second half went very fast, so
Right.
pretty much probably be about the same here,
Right.
unless Connersville can find something that they haven't found all night.
No, it'd be a miracle of a comeback.
Yeah,
You have to make a movie out of it.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that. As we see on the field there, it's Keene warming up with Caldwell, so we got both of them. At one point, both of them were out, not at the same time,
Right.
but Keene went out, or Caldwell went out first. Looked like it was maybe a cramp or whatever, but he went out after a long run of his, and then Keene was just leveled under pressure.
Right. And they ended up picking up about 15 yards off of that, maybe?
Yeah.
That was
I was longer than that. It was a long play.
Right. I mean, it just seemed like they threw
Yeah.
everyone they had right at Keene and left everything else wide open. I think they thought it was a guaranteed sack.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
It was good on Keene to get the ball out, and almost got hurt off of it, which I think he did, knocked the wind out of him. But he's back now, and so.
Connersville only had one penalty, and that was that last.
And it was just frustration. So
Yeah.
not really so much of mistakes. It was just out of, frustration. Got to keep that at bay.
Yeah,
But still.
no matter what's going on, you got to keep the frustration at bay.
Right.
45-0 Connersville, of course, you got to be understandable being frustrated as the boys have now been scoreless the last 10 quarters.
Right. And it's not fun when you're not scoring.
Right.
And you're not having fun. You're not enjoying it. You're not going to want to play. So
Right.
if you don't want to come out here and play, how do you can't win? So
Right.
it's just the domino effect.
Yeah.
So
You definitely, without question, have to, be confident in some areas, and find some positive. And the positive was that they played clean on the ball other than that last penalty.
Right.
That roughing, unnecessary roughness.
Right. So
Personal
hopefully,
foul.
hopefully we don't see any more of that. Obviously, you're going to be frustrated, but take that out on your tackles and not, with language or any just thing that's going to hurt your team even more than you already are. So.
Right. A very embarrassing story during halftime. Walking back from the concession area, ran into a girl, looked like Tori, just identical to Tori. So I say, hey, I said, tell me about Micah. She goes, I don't know. And I was like, thinking, well, she can't tell me? And maybe she sees my TV3 thing. And I said, what, was it a shorter? She goes, I don't know. Well, then she started walking to the stands with me. And I was like, oh, you're not Tori, are you? She goes, no. And I said, please tell me you get that all the time. She goes, yeah, just that she's much younger than I am. And so I was quite embarrassed on that as we get ready to start this third quarter, as Tori's actually working there on Drayden Perez, and this second half is underway, and the ball is going to go in the end zone. And the CHS Spartans are going to once again start the ball at the 20-yard line, where they have started it so many times before.
Yeah, and
Flanagan is in street clothes.
Is he?
No, that's not Flanagan. That's Jim. I'm sorry, I looked at 2. Sorry, that scared me.
Is Caldwell? Is he? Yeah, okay, so he's still in pads.
Yeah.
He's still in pads, but
Yeah, he was out there warming up with Keene, as Keene is going to be taking the snaps for the Spartans to start this third quarter. Clock will be continuing to run. It would not stop unless there would be an injured player or a coach's timeout or a score. And after a score, it will run.
Right, we're already a minute down.
Yep, Keene and that's first pass, and it's a little bit behind his intended receiver. The clock again will continue to run. Number 20 on that. That was William
William Siciliano.
Siciliano, just a little bit behind him, but that had a little bit of zip on it, so I'd like to see that from Keene. 2nd and 10 for the Spartans at the 20-yard line. Like to see him come up with a pass play like that. Siciliano was open. Keene just couldn't zip it into him. Keene again from the shotgun. 3 wide. 1 to his left. 1 in the backfield. And that was Perez. And Keene gets it. He's got a first down and then some. And that's going to be a flag. We'll find out where that's coming from. Hopefully it's not coming back. But the quarterback for the Spartans got first down.
Right, hopefully not against the Spartans, because that was a first down?
Yeah, definitely a first down.
Right.
Nice play there. Not a hesitation at all. Again, clock still running. Does not stop.
Right.
And that's a hold against the Spartans. We talked about how clean they were playing, and on that, it was coming back. I thought I saw the hold on that. Just didn't want to call it. And that's going to be a spot foul.
So you did see it.
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
Right.
I didn't want to call it. Yeah, I usually call it whenever I see it theirs.
Yeah,
but
understandable.
This one, I was like, oh, no, please don't let them see that. But
it was such a positive play.
Yeah,
you don't want it to come back.
I was hoping it wasn't, but I saw the flag. So 2nd and about 6, that was a spot foul, it looked like. So it's negating the first down, but still get some positive yards out of that. As Keene is going to take it again up the middle, and he maybe get about a yard of that. And there's a flag again, and that looks like that's going to go against Trot Davison as he's turning around. And
he doesn't.
Yeah,
I assume some words were exchanged.
Yeah, that came, and then you saw Trot turn around, and he had his hands up like, what did I do? So we're going to find out what's going on with that. If that's
probably, if I had to guess, unsportsmanlike conduct, but we will see.
Yeah, that would be a 15-yard penalty against the Spartans. That's exactly what that is. No, that's going against Lawrenceburg, so that's going to give the Connors and Spartans a first down. So definitely wrong on that, the way Trot had his hands out.
Number 20 was clapping in his face.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was going against Trot, the way that he handled himself, but that's going to be the Spartans' first down. So Lawrenceburg gets the personal foul against them. Boy, that's a nice turn of events.
If you're a head coach, I mean, that's got to make you furious.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, especially with nothing to be mad at tonight.
Right, yeah.
Team, really. So other than
absolutely
flags,
right about that.
That's going to make him furious.
Yeah, you don't brag when you're winning this much.
Right.
Clock continuing to run. Connors are down 45-0. Keene low snap, going out for a pass, and he throws it over to number 8, and he is met immediately. Gain of about maybe a yard on that.
Good catch, nonetheless.
Yeah, he threw for about 25 yards across.
That was number 8, Eric Fox, going up for the grab.
Fox went up for that one, and took forever to get, but he only got 1 yard on that one. Again, that was about a 25-yard pass across the field for only about a yard and a half gain on that one. 2nd and 9 for the Spartans.
Good throw from Keene.
Yes, it was. Nice spiral, too.
He's got a promising future, I tell you what.
Yeah, you can say that over and over again, and that won't get old because that's nice. Flanagan in motion, fake hand off to him. And that's, number almost picked off by number 12. And our number 12, Matt Coons. He's a sophomore. He almost came up with it.
I almost thought it was going to bounce off the guy, and he could have been gone if he would have caught that.
Coons would have been gone.
Yeah.
3rd and 9 for the Spartans. Jimmy Heisel over there fell in the legend shoes. Bob Powers for years on that chain gang. Mm-hmm. Jimmy's father-in-law, Bob Powers, Beth, his wife, watching the game tonight. Love Beth. Love old Jimmy. Miss Bob, the legend.
And this clock really is running out.
Yes,
we're already just a little
almost
over.
Halfway.
Yeah, almost halfway done with this third quarter.
Keene in the shotgun, Flanagan in motion. Keene going out for a pass. He's under pressure. He's hit as he's thrown, and that is pass interference.
Yep, that's going to be pass interference on number 12, Matt Coons.
Yeah, that's which I'm not sure why they would call that. I mean, it's not like they may call that holding.
Yeah.
And find out what they're going to call because he could have maybe got it.
I think he would have got the pick, and holding him back is probably what they're going to call. We'll see what the call is here in just a few
definitely going
moments.
against the Spartans.
Yep. Pass interference, against the Spartans.
So that's going to be maybe a 10-yard penalty.
And, I mean, not the greatest throw from Keene, but he was under pressure.
No,
two
that's a 15-yard penalty.
Right, and two players throwing their arms up in his face. It was a difficult throw.
Yeah.
Now, it might have taken a deflection with the way it wasn't spiraling.
I mean, you could possibly argue that might have been uncatchable, but
right.
You definitely don't want to do that when it's third and a monumentous amount, 3rd and 26. Keene low snap, and he's under pressure. And he's got a lot of green, and he is going to get back to the original line of scrimmage at least, and then some.
If he had just a little bit more green, maybe he could have got through with some blockers.
Yeah, he got back to the original line of scrimmage and then some of that one, a gain of about 18. Looks like it's going to be 3rd or 4th down and about, he got about 17 on that. 3rd, 4th, and 9 is what they're going to call it.
Wow. Can't believe he didn't get a first down. I mean, that was a huge run, but, they were so far back.
Well, they're going to go for it without question. Clock running, 4th down. And Keene, again, some bad snaps. See if he'd get a good snap on this.
And the fact that he's getting rushed, it's not his fault. I think with what he's being
under center.
With the cards he's being dealt, I think he's playing very well.
And he is under pressure, and he's just throws it away.
Yeah, that's incomplete. That's not a fumble.
I didn't signal it yet. It finally was signaled incomplete. I didn't see anybody else do it except the side judge, and that's going to put the Spartans on defense. And turnover on downs coming up on 4:15 to go here. Connersville down 45-0. We'll find out if the starters, and they are. A House is coming back, and let's see if Bennett is out there again.
And I tell you what, Keene he's doing well for, the team he's playing against, the cards he's being dealt. I mean, I think he's playing well.
Well, as you mentioned 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,001, he's got a bright future for him.
Yeah, right.
Exciting. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line, or from the 41-yard line. A House has the ball, and he hands it to number 1 that is a nice stiff arm, and I think that is a flag. We're going to find there's another flag, so a couple flags. We're going to find out what they were. I didn't see anything on that one, so we'll find out what the guys in stripes saw. And they're talking to a dude in Lawrenceburg, so it's probably going to go against the Spartans.
Yeah, I don't think number 66. That's number 66. Joey Kavanaugh for the Tigers. I don't think he's too happy about that call. We'll see what the call is here in a moment. Holding.
I didn't see it. Yep.
Holding against the defense, or against the offense. So.
Yeah, so that's going to negate that nice run there from the running back, and it's going to put them back 10.
Yeah, it's going to pin them back.
Well, if it was a spot foul like it was before, that might still get them a first down because that was an incredible run. We'll find out exactly what they're going to be doing.
Right.
I've never seen this from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, definitely interesting.
Yeah, it looked like he went 10, 12 yards, hey? Anyway, so it's going to be first down and 2. Or 1. So you got 9 yards on that penalty.
And like I said, this third quarter is blowing by. We have just over 2 minutes remaining. And, I mean, the clock never stops. So with how long we haven't had any play, the clock's been running the whole time.
Yep. And it will continue to run.
Right.
Now we got a guy out far. Finally, one of the Spartans goes out after him. A House still in the ball game, and he handles it to the running back on the left, and he is met and he's taking Spartans with him enough for the first down and then some. Number 69 for the Tigers.
I think the Tigers have put in some of their second string a little bit.
Yeah, that was number 69 for them. That was Bryson Henry.
We haven't seen much of him tonight.
Yeah, we talked to him. He got that first run back.
Right.
He's definitely didn't play one of the O-lines on that one.
Yeah.
He carried our D-line with him.
Yeah. Very strong Lawrenceburg team.
1st and 10 from the 23-yard line.
Just over 1 minute remaining in this third quarter.
That's handoff to number 1. Stiffs Army gets,
Good tackle.
yes.
That was number.
And looks like we may have a Spartan. No, he's just slow to get up.
Was that number?
Number 5 for the Spartans.
Yeah.
He got up kind of gingerly on that.
I think it was number
Left
55, Nate Garrison, with the tackle on that play.
Yeah, number 5 who was over there limping with his leg.
That's Braden Keller.
And Braden Keller.
He's been riddled with injuries this year in his first freshman year.
Don't like to see that.
Right.
2nd and 8. Number 69 again, and he bowls his way inside the 10-yard line, and that's going to be enough for a first down.
And that's just good running from him.
Yeah,
I mean,
very much.
you just drop your shoulder and
Yep.
you lay into them. That's what you
Yep.
got to do. Sometimes you're going to have to take a hit as a running
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, that was solid right there as the chains keep it moving and the clock keeps it moving. It looks like they may get one off, and they do. And that's going to go to the right side, and he zigzags his way in, and he is met by the Spartans, and he's tackled, looks like, just short of the 5-yard line. That's going to put an end to the third quarter. No score, 45-0. The score remains. Connersville's down. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Searching for a loan, a line of credit, or just a safe place for your money? Union Savings and Loan has you covered with great loan and deposit rates, local loan approvals, and the friendliest service in town. Even when you're on the go, you can transfer money or make payments with ease with USLA's mobile banking app. For 130 years, we have taken pride in being your hometown bank. Union Savings and Loan, the bank that begins with you. Visit uslabank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Looks like it's spitting rain right there. Nice shot from the camera crew up there in the. Well, I hope that's not snow.
Yeah, almost looks like snow with the way the wind's
I
blowing.
heard some guys in the truck say that might look like snow. No.
I think it's a little early for that. Let's calm
it's a
down.
little bit too warm for that. Bite your tongue.
Right. But you never know with,
The way this weather
temperatures
goes
are dropping,
sometimes.
so it's Indiana. I wouldn't be surprised if we see snow next week.
Well, please, don't say that. What's wrong with you people? No, it needs to be warm again.
Right.
Yeah, I don't mind fall.
I
just
don't
like
either.
it going into winter.
Right.
And I don't mind it snowing as long as it's 85. 3rd and 7 from the. That's 3rd and goal.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So what am I talking about? No, it isn't. It's
it's a 2nd and 4.
Man,
Ball
where is
placed
it
on-
at?
Yeah.
2nd and 4. Yes.
So
there
the
we
ball
go.
is placed on the 7-yard line.
Yeah,
with,
so they still got to get to the 3-yard line. There we go.
Right.
We'll get it. Looking at the chain gang guys over there, and they're kind of confused as well. Not sure what's going on, but I think a chain is messed up. But you guys, the drivers are waiting for that to get fixed.
and that was a shutout in the third quarter for the Spartans.
Yeah.
So 45 in the first half and a shutout in the
Yeah.
third quarter. So that's good for the Spartan defense. Obviously, there wasn't as much time for the Lawrenceburg offense to get going, but, it's a positive.
Yeah,
So
you got to take it, baby. That's
Yeah.
what you got to do. So as we get ready to start this fourth quarter, again, clock's still going to run. It's 8:54. We should be done by 9:06 if nobody stops the clock. I'd like to see the Spartans score, though. Would love to see them score as A-House is in the shotgun.
right, even a field goal would be nice. To
I'd
put
love
some
to see
points on
that,
the
too,
board.
yeah. And number 69 is in for the touchdown.
I think-
They might have got short.
I think he was short. I think he just rolled in.
Wow,
have-
that's,
fourth-
see, from this angle, I
That
tell
is
you,
like,
that is,
that's right on the line.
Yeah, that is close. So that's going to be third. That's going to be first and goal, first and about inches. First and, very, very short. So that's, we just got to, we haven't seen too many up the middle
No, not from them, no. From the Spartans, yes,
Yeah.
but not too many from the Tigers.
69 probably gets this ball right here, and he does, and not sure if he is.
And for a touchdown.
Yes, he is. Yep. And so that puts another 6 points on the scoreboard. 51-0 now for Lawrenceburg. And the clock does stop on a score.
Yeah, probably the first time the clock has stopped, the second half, right?
Yeah,
A whole quarter, it was just 12 minutes straight.
Yeah. Yeah, but stops on a score, and that is it. And timeouts and if an injured player.
Right.
Yeah.
And number 4 will go for the extra point to look to extend the lead here.
Yeah, he's had, 4 blocks tonight, I believe.
Right.
Yeah, and that's not blocked. That is good.
So that will extend the lead to 52-0.
Yep, 52-0. 11:10 to go here in this fourth quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
When an injury happens, you can't always wait for a scheduled appointment to get care. Reed Ortho Walk-In now offers same-day appointments Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for sprains and strains, pain in the muscles, bones, joints, and ligaments from an injury or fall, and chronic orthopedic issues like osteoarthritis. If you need care fast for a sudden injury or nagging bone or joint pain, come to the walk-in clinic at the Reed Bone and Joint Center, 1400 Highland Road in Richmond, or call them at 765-962-4444.
Yeah, after the field goal, the score clock is running.
Yeah, just closing in on 10:40 remaining.
Yeah, they caught our guys off guard because I thought it would start when it kicked off, but apparently we were
10:30 now.
Yeah, so Connorsville, we're synced. So Connorsville, again, that was an impressive series there from Lawrenceburg.
All of their offensive series have been impressive.
Yeah.
Have they gone a series tonight being stopped?
No, they have not. They have scored every time.
I mean, that is an impressive feat.
Yeah.
I mean,
they've had short series. They've had drawn out series. I mean, they've took their time scoring. They've scored very quickly. And that was a versatile series as far as they didn't have, if they had a pass play, I don't remember. They did a lot of running plays. But they've done that before too.
I think the wind is so heavy right now.
They gotta hold it.
They have to hold it.
And that's still going to go in the end zone. I thought Parker was going to grab that one.
Yeah, the wind pushed that very hard.
So that is going to put the Spartans at the 20-yard line, I believe.
Right, and
again, at the 20-yard line. Yeah.
That seems to be the story tonight
for
the Spartans offensively.
Yeah, 20-yard line.
Right.
Every night tonight. They've gotten the ball. And, again, we've seen some good plays from the Spartans.
Yeah. I mean, we saw a string of 3 good plays in the first half.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, hasn't been much other than that. I mean, Rylan Keene, I think he got play last quarter where he picked up a few.
Yes, he did.
Wasn't enough for the first down, but they were deep in.
Yeah.
They were deep. It was like 3rd and 20 or something like that, and he picked up a good amount of yards, and he needed blockers right there.
Yeah, Flanagan.
It looked like there was people to block, but they just.
The defense.
Right.
The speed of the Lawrenceburg defense forced Parker to
out of bounds, right?
Yeah, but the clock still goes, and no gain on that play, as we are under 8:30 to go here in this fourth quarter. So the Spartans definitely, without question, in that penalty on the Spartans. So we talked about how clean they were playing that first half, and now they are littered with penalties.
Is that their first penalty to do with, like, the actual gameplay today? Is that?
No, they had a lot that last series.
Oh, yeah, they did, right.
Yeah, put them back 2nd and 20-something. I didn't even see a flag.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So I guess it's 1st and 20 or 10 at the 20-yard line. So that gain came back. So
penalty might have been declined.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called. I didn't even see a flag. So, and that is number 5 who jumps over a Lawrenceburg player, and he gets up to the 25-yard line for a gain of 5.
That's number 5, Braden Keller, the freshman, with
Yeah.
the run.
2nd and 5 for the Spartans. Under 7:30 to go, coming up on 7:20 to go right now. Again, love to see the Spartans score right here.
Right. You don't want to go 3 games. You don't want to go 3 games, 12 quarters, however you say it. It doesn't. You don't want that.
No, you don't.
That's
Not at all.
that's just difficult. I mean, it's
Way
difficult
difficult.
to believe, and it's next week isn't going to be any easier with how
With Batesville,
well
yeah.
Batesville has been.
Yeah, and that is
very
enough
solid
for a
this year.
first down there from Keene. Or no, that's when I say Keene, that was number 5 for the Spartans.
That was Braden Keller.
Yeah, Keller, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with K. So first down for the Spartans, up to the 30-yard
Was that
line.
Yeah, just 30-yard line, bringing up a first down with just under 6:30 remaining in this game. Ball snapped to Keene, tossed off to number
Parker
22,
Flanagan, he
yeah.
has a nice lane to run through, and he has a first down. So the Spartans are rolling right here.
right. So if Spartans could put some points on the board, it might be out of their hands to come back and win this game.
Right.
But putting some points on the board it's an
You got to
accomplishment.
feel good, yeah.
Right.
I mean, get some points, no matter how you get them. You got to get some points on the board. Again, as an athlete, you go through these periods in your career, in all athletes' career. I mean, nobody is invincible
Yeah,
where you
right.
win everything unless you're Tom Brady. But you have moments where you just go through this test your
your mental strength.
Yeah, your resolve and your.
It's something every athlete should go through.
Oh, I agree 100%. Pitch out to
He's got blockers.
Parker Flanagan. He does have blockers, and he gets. And there was
A flag on the play.
and that looks like that might be a collar. We're going to find out what that is, but the clock's going to continue to run. But I thought I saw a horse collar. Oh no, it was a hold
Holding
instead.
Holding against the Spartans.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I thought he was just blocking. But did you see it?
I did not see
Okay.
it. I did not see it. And sometimes a lot of times I get it wrong, believe it or
Right.
not. So plenty of times I hear the guys in the truck, you're getting it wrong.
Right.
I thought I was right. And then there's times I get it right. So
Right.
I just happened to get it right a few times today. First and a lot here in this
Yeah.
fourth
First
quarter.
and 18.
First and 18. Connersville, it seems like this has been the game for them where they do well offensively and then have that was almost, Keene was almost tackled as soon as he pitched the ball out to Flanagan, but that seems like it has been happening. The Spartans do well offensively as the flag is flown onto the field. Yeah, that's not a penalty flag. That's
Just a.
yeah.
This is just a flag from.
From one of the flagpoles on the side.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost looked like a challenge flag.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're challenging this whole ball game.
Yeah. Not sure what you're challenging, but.
Yeah. 2nd and 18. 3:45 to go here in this fourth quarter. And Keene goes out. He has Trotz, and he throws it a little bit out of Trotz's
Not much you can
grasp.
do there.
Yeah, not much you can do there. He had Fox a little bit, but well coverage there from the Lawrenceburg defenders. 3rd and 15.
Score is still 52-0. Tigers leading with just over 3 minutes remaining in this running clock.
I hope Caldwell is just out because, to give Keene some snaps and
Right.
not due to an injury.
Right, and Buchanan too. He's been out ever since he took that big hit. Was that in the first quarter?
Yeah,
I
it was in the
believe?
first quarter, the end of the first quarter, close to the end of the first quarter. I
Yeah.
don't see him out there.
I don't see him
Buchanan.
either. I wonder if he's getting tended to
Yeah.
or something.
And I don't see. Yeah, there's Buchanan. Is
he down there?
I see him.
Okay.
He has his shoulder pads off as That's a nice run there, and that's a first down, and
still
then
in.
some. And Perez is continuing to go. He's not one to come down, and he's finally brought down inside the 40-yard line
Here
of
we go.
Lawrenceburg.
The Spartans could get a touchdown right
I
here.
would love
that
to
would
see
be
it.
ideal. I mean, that would close out their 2-game drought, of not scoring. So
Yeah, Perez was not wanting to get stopped at all right there as he continued to use some power football right there.
right, feed Perez. That's what they're
Yeah.
going to try and do, I believe.
Yeah,
And we
coming
have-
up on 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, just over 2 minutes. So they have some time, but the clock will remain running pretty much no matter what, unless there's a
Oh, yeah.
timeout or something
injured
like
player.
that.
And that's a pitch out to Perez, and he has a blocker or two. He's following that blocker, and he gets inside the 20-yard line to about the 9-yard line. So Connorsville, or the 11-yard line.
I think I'm not going to jinx it, but I think Connorsville might be able to put up some
Let's hope so.
points on the board here. And those whenever they toss off the ball
Yeah, that's been
out to the side,
yeah,
that's been working well for the Spartans. And I think
this series.
over the season that's worked well for them, at least better than running it straight up the middle. So we'll see if we see that again. And we
That's
are.
a pitch out to Perez. He's trying to find inside, and he goes in for a touchdown. The
There we
Connorsville
go.
Spartans
And
have scored finally.
And that will end the 2-game drought for the Spartans of not scoring. So that will raise the score to 52-6. And while there is no time to come back, I mean,
To get
it's
on
a
the
positive.
scoreboard, yes,
It's
that
a
was-
positive.
Yeah, to get on the board finally after 12 quarters to finally score
Right.
with 1:11 to go here in this fourth quarter.
And that's got to feel good, you know?
Yes, it does. I mean, you can't give up. And Shaw is in for the extra point, and that kick is up, and that is good. So Connorsville gets their first points since the Rushville game, and they trail now 52-7. We'll keep it right here with 1:11 to go as the clock is going to start rolling here in a second as they get ready to go.
That's what the Spartans needed right there. They just
Yeah.
needed some life.
Yes.
Maybe not for this game, but going into next week, they needed
Yeah.
some life. And
Yeah.
if they can say they were the last team to put some points on the board, I think that's a good
Yeah.
that's a good thing. And they can go into next week being confident, and they're gonna work hard to try and pull out another win before the season ends. Or the regular season ends,
That's
next
right.
week.
That's right. Next week, last game against Batesville. Batesville, of course, beat Lawrenceburg 26-23 at Lawrenceburg. So
Right, and that's
it's
impressive.
It's very impressive. So not sure exactly what Batesville did against East Central. I'm sure East Central won.
Yeah, right.
You're looking that one up for us.
Right.
Got less than 30 seconds to go. Probably just enough to kick this ball off. And
East Central beat Batesville 42-0. So
yeah, but
I mean,
yeah,
No,
they
that's-
shut everybody out.
that's not defensively for Batesville. That's
Yeah.
42 points, but against East Central, you got to think about it in that terms.
Yeah.
So that's not horrible per se.
We may not be able to kick this ball off if it gets blown over before he kicks it. We got 5 seconds to go. Here we go.
And I think
this-
that'll be the
that's
game.
going to be the game, and it's going to go out, and this ball game is over. So that does it as the Connorsville Spartans finally score, though, but they lose 52-7 here against Lawrenceburg. Final thoughts?
Obviously it didn't go to Spartans' way. You gave up 52 points, but you also ended a 12 quarter streak where you didn't score. So that's a positive going into next week, and I think the Spartans will come in next week working hard and doing whatever they can to get a win in before the regular season ends.
For our guys freezing up there on the roof, making us look good on camera, for John Powers in the truck, making us look good, putting us on the air. For Caden Mapes, I'm Ronnie Wiley. We'll see you next week as the Spartans in the regular season against Batesville next week. You guys have a great week. See you next week. Good night, everybody.